Like what you're doing, like checking out these mics, checking out these mic pre's.
Right.
You know, and I mean, you can decide one way or the other, but what you're doing is creating your palette. And you know, obviously the tape machine and, you know, Pro Tools, all that stuff, that's the canvas, right? So that's what you're painting on. So
your content has to be good. Like we'll always say till the day we die, the content has to be good.
Yeah, it's all about the content for sure. At the end of the day,
be trash and it's not going to be good.
Right. You can have a Neve 1081, but if your song is horrible, it ain't gonna matter. Right. So that's definitely important. But once that's done, having all these tools at your disposal, and then the way you put those things together, that brings your creative edge as a producer, and that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's something like,
and make it unique. So, and that's why we're bringing this up, because maybe, you know, if you're producing in modern times, maybe you have thought that maybe analog gear is kind of old school or not relevant anymore. But
it's relevant.
What I say is you ought to try to pull them out, because you might be able to come up with something different that makes your production stand out.
Yeah, because I know a lot of those like plug-in based, like the Waves plugins, they have a SSL comp, the bus comp.
Yeah.
And that's mimicked off of the analog gear.
That's right.
Everyone and their mama loves this compressor.
That's
and
right.
It's mimicked off the actual analog thing. So,
and Universal Audio has all the Neve stuff.
Right. Or like even like CLA, he has the I don't even know what that one's called. The compressor, the Blue Stripe. I think he calls it Bluey.
I don't know, dude. There's like
it's one
so
of those,
many.
I think it's an optical compressor.
Right.
It's leaving my mind now, but it's a sound that has like a cool smack to it. It's great for rock vocals.
Yeah.
All the plugins now are mimicking that.
Right,
and
for sure.
It was based off an analog piece of gear.
Of course.
So even if the people are like, oh no, I'm not doing analog, it's old school. It's like, no,
all your junk that you're using is based off
plugin,
of.
Yeah, that's based off of that old school.
That's,
you know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
There's so much opportunity and potential when you got old school gear.
Yeah,
it's like not. And another thing too is they say no two pieces sound alike.
That's right.
Well, even maybe the Warm Audio stuff, they're probably closer.
Yeah,
but
no two
even
pieces.
they don't sound exactly probably
right.
Then the older stuff, it's like, man, you could get all sorts of unique sound. Maybe no one else on earth has this, whatever preamp.
Right,
has a unique sound in the high frequency.
Right,
no one else may have it.
Right,
and you could get it.
Exactly. So again, on the recommendation front, so just, you know, how would one get started? You know what I mean? So I think starting.
The money.
That's right. Starting with a good mic pre and then a good compressor. And then that's the base of your vocal chain. Just starting at those two spots on the analog tip, I think, is a good place to start.
Would you compress going in?
All right, that's a big question. Okay,
Let's debate, Ray.
I do very little compressing to tape and very little EQing to tape. What my goal is to get the right mic, right, and to get a good mic pre. Like even if you just want to start out with old school gear, I would just at least get a mic pre. Mm-hmm. And get the compressor later if you can, right? Because I like to get a great mic, you know, with a great mic pre, and then if I do compress, it's going to be slight, and it's more about getting it through the circuitry.
Yeah,
for me, especially if you have something like a tube tech. Mm-hmm. I mean, check, those tube techs are expensive. I mean, they're like $5,000 for one channel on a tube tech, but getting it through those tubes, and even if you're doing it low, super low, barely even noticeable compression.
Yeah, because some people just like the sound of it on.
That's right.
No effect.
It sounds amazing. Yeah. Just having it on. So that's kind of where I would start. Huh?
Worthwhile investment.
For sure. And then tube techs, man, again, they're $5,000, but in 10 years, they're going to be like, you're not going to lose your money.
Maybe more.
Probably. If you have a vintage.
If this show goes viral and everyone's buying all the analog stuff, they're like, those guys told me to buy all this
That's
stuff.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So where can they pick up used gear?
Ooh, that's a great question. Vintage King is kind of where I would start.
Which I think they're the ones that did the Audio Test Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
I think it's them.
That might have.
That would be perfect because they have access to all that stuff.
So Vintage King, if you want truly old school, original parts type gear, a nice what I'll call clone is Warm Audio.
Right. You can get it new.
Huh?
You can get it new.
Yeah, you can get it new. You can
get it used too, but
right. And then obviously eBay will have things. What is some other? What's that? Reverb,
yeah.
Reverb.com.
Facebook Marketplace. Craigslist. OfferUp potentially. Probably not as much.
That's right.
I mean, local music stores. Pawn shops.
Especially if they don't know what they got.
Yeah, which that'll be a later story. Next episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, pawn shops. The sky's the limit. You could, if you really wanted it, you could go find it.
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah.
If you wanted it at a good price, it may take a little longer. Another
good clone is Dan Alexander. I don't know if you've heard of that. Dan Alexander has great Neve clones. Warm Audio.
Yeah, we're
Vintech. Vintech is another really good clone. So yeah,
we're fans of Warm Audio mics because you got that, whatever that is.
Yeah, I've got the U87. Yeah, no, 47 copy is what I got.
Where it has a separate preamp that's like
power supply.
Oh, power supply.
Yeah.
Got you.
And this power supply obviously has the power in it, but it also has the transformer, and that's where a lot of where the tone comes in, and that's a tube mic, so that's where the tube sits. That's right.
Push it a little harder, it's going to saturate a little more.
That's exactly right.